This is the 2021 Rolls-Royce Ghost. Rolls-Royce, the name that defines luxury. It's the smoothest car I've ever driven, and it's one of the most powerful. Let's go for a ride today on Family Wheels. Any Rolls-Royce is special, even the ones from the 1970s and 80s that are maintenance nightmares, always showing up at car gatherings with the for sale sign in the window. But the 2021 Ghost is extra special, a 6-year redesign that Rolls says is so thorough that the only carryovers are the Spirit of Ecstasy hood ornament and the umbrellas in its doors. And while the overall look gives it a place in the Rolls family portrait, the Ghost has indeed been redone from stem to stern. Style changes at the front are the most noticeable and pleasing aspects. Hand-welded aluminium panels mean fewer shut lines, and panel gaps have been made even smaller. If you're not familiar with the details of Rolls-Royce, basically for a number of years now, it's been the best of British and the best of German. We've got a BMW created V12 engine under the hood, 6 3/4 liters, close to 600 horsepower, and oodles of torque. We've also probably got a ZF 8-speed transmission underneath it, BMW electronics hiding underneath here with all the software, the chassis all aluminum, the body all aluminum. The British side is in the finishing. Every detail is absolutely perfect, right down to lining up the headliner. The little dots in the headliner, which is full of lights by the way, those dots line up perfectly along each seam. A little detail that isn't frequently noticed. Everything is perfect on this car in that regard. No detail has been spared. The wood, tremendous British craftsmanship. The pinstripe, the coach line, as Rolls-Royce calls it, is applied by hand down the length of the car by one guy at the factory in Goodwood, England. And of course, there's Rolls-Royce leather everywhere you look in this most luxurious of cabins. Because these cars are made to order, the upholstery and trim options seem endless. Ours is a very white with an appropriately royal purple trim. The scheme complements the gray open-pore wood and the exterior, which is gray with a purple undertone. I'd call it grpurple, but that wouldn't be classy. The coach-style doors on the Ghost now have power assist for opening as well as closing, which is actually pretty handy because the driver and passengers are deep inside their cocoon of luxury. The rear seating area is like being in a private club that moves, a you-gotta-see-this experience that can be dialed up with options totaling well into 5 figures. Heated, ventilated, and massaging rear seats, heated passenger surround, picnic tables in open-pore wood topped by digital screens, a disc player in the center, and the party trick that's actually a party, a fridge with 2 glasses and room for a bottle of 1961 Chablis or sparkling water for those who don't drink while being driven. Oh, and it's not a fridge, it's a cooling chamber. The super elite back room doesn't have to be this fancy, as the Ghost is also designed for the owner who prefers to be at the wheel versus those who employ a chauffeur. With its new platform under the Ghost, Rolls-Royce has pulled a number of really interesting tricks. One of them is basically a double suspension, creating an absolutely unbelievably smooth and quiet ride. Additionally, it's all-wheel drive, and this car has 4-wheel steering, so the rear wheels steer, especially helpful at low speeds maneuvering a vehicle this big. Really, it's a tank, but generally it doesn't feel like that. And of course there's that V12 twin-turbo horsepower coupled with all-wheel drive and a very sophisticated transmission. It will get to 100 kilometers an hour, which is a little over 60, in less than 5 seconds. Try that in your vintage Pontiac GTO. An upside in this car is also a downside. It is huge. Yes, it's not as big as the Phantom. I've driven the Phantom and it feels gigantic, but so does this car. Well over 200 inches long, and it's a little bit scary to drive, and especially to park. However, if you're used to driving something like a Lincoln Navigator, this car won't be a problem for you. You're already used to piloting giant tank-sized vehicles around town. This car is incredibly quiet. It's the quietest non-electric car I've ever driven. Now, Rolls-Royce said that during the development cycle over a period of years, it came up with a car that was even quieter, but it tried it out on a number of existing customers, and they found all that quiet to be a little unnerving. So Rolls has put just a little more sound into the car. In my view, the main reason for having this turbocharged V12 under the hood is waftability, an old Rolls-Royce term. In other words, getting up to regular speed effortlessly, as quickly as you like. But I will say that V12 power is intoxicating. You know, the only naturally balanced engines are the straight six and the V12. And you can feel that in a BMW straight six, and you can certainly feel it in this Rolls-Royce V12 from BMW. If you're taking the kids down to the stables to ride their ponies on a Saturday morning, the Ghost is what you should arrive in. There's plenty of backseat entertainment available, and for the small fry there are indeed anchors for child seats. They're tastefully hidden behind zippers. The trunk, or boot if you wish, has 18 cubic feet of space, plenty for holding child-sized saddles, boots, and polo mallets. The entire trunk, including the lid, is richly carpeted, and Rolls engineers created ports for resonating sounds to escape and add to the peacefulness in the cabin. By the way, those are the deep-pile lamb's wool floor mats for use when scruffy media types aren't in the car. The base price of the new Ghost is $343,100. But what rich person is going to order a stripped-down Rolls? Our review car weighs in at $461,074, with its arm's-length list of lovelies, only some of which have been listed in this program. The bespoke clock on the dashboard, $6,405. Embossed Spirit of Ecstasy on the doors, $2,127. Put the famous lady on the picnic table backs, $1,584, and so on. But at least the night sky headliner, now with shooting stars, is included. And at $461,000, we're just getting going. There's also a long wheelbase version, and this distinctive color scheme with even more extensive options was ordered by a customer in Vancouver at a price of more than $600,000. Well, ever since 1904, when Henry Royce made his first motor car, the company was formed in 1906, and through various iterations ever since then to today under ownership of BMW, it's been about giving wealthy people something exclusive and special. And that's what we have here in the 2021 Ghost. This is a new gilded age. It's a bit like the 19th century out there before the motor car. More and more billionaires are being minted every year, especially in rapidly growing economies such as China. And they want exclusivity and luxury. Rolls-Royce is here to give it to them. The previous Ghost was the most successful car in Rolls-Royce history over its 10-year life cycle, according to CEO Torsten Müller-Otvos, who says it brought a whole new demographic to the brand, brought it into new markets, and generated profitability to invest in expansion and new models. And while any Rolls is a bold statement, he says the much-loved restrained simplicity is retained and even increased because customers ask for it. In a bit of a stretch, Rolls calls this "don't hate me because I'm loaded" approach post-opulence. All right, we won't rush the barricades just yet. One afternoon behind the wheel of any Rolls-Royce is definitely not enough to get comfortable with its size and luxury, and the fact that it's a magnet for questions from strangers. But the Ghost has it all, and I think it's the best Rolls-Royce in the lineup, possibly the best ever. Show your support for the channel. Give us a like, leave a comment, subscribe, watch a 15-second ad. It all helps to underwrite our efforts. I'm Richard Detman. See you next time on Family Wheels.